What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Jump. Guys, you know, one of the more popular channels coming out in the black YouTube space, and I wouldn't dare just call this like a manosphere channel or anything like that, because I believe that his content is more broad than what the black manosphere would really touch on, although we can say is definitely affiliated. That is the Anton Daniels YouTube channel, and he has two channels that I know of. One that he does a live stream, which is called After Hours with Anton Daniels, and he's also associated with a really good network called the Lapeef Network and the Lapeef Let's Talk Show. But Anton Daniels is a brother from the Detroit area, and he's married. He's a millionaire, and he offers a lot of great information, especially a guy around 39, 40 years old. I think pound for pound, some of the best information that you would see in our black YouTube community. And one thing I like about him is he's so relatable to the African American audience. Whereas I believe anybody else talking about this kind of stuff, it would be hard for him to get it across. But because he knows how to deal with our genre and our people so well, he gets a lot of views on topics that would be very difficult with regard to finance and investing. You couldn't really get this kind of views from somewhere else, right? But he's really good. I want to talk about this particular video that he performed. The live stream was very touching, and the live stream that he was dealing with was how I fumbled the bag, got fired, went broke, and moved my family into my mom's basement. And it was a very, very touching live stream. I watched a great majority of it, but I want you guys to check it out. It's the first comment at the top. Mr. Anton Daniels, who is now a millionaire, says that he was working at a really good factory job, steel mill factory job, which is very popular in the Midwest, those kind of jobs, you know, Detroit, Pittsburgh, places, Flint. And he was making over $100,000 a year. You know, he's just, newly married and everything like that. And he was working real hard, making a lot of money. And of course, if you watch Anton Daniels' channel, you know he likes nice things, Rolexes and stuff like that. That was also true then. He had bought, you know, some Bentleys, some cars, and almost everything that he made, although he wasn't living check to check, it was going out, okay? But what happened is that, you know, he liked to spend his money flying and doing things with his wife, and what he was doing is hanging around the people who would encourage this behavior. So folks who were also working at the job. And how they would get away from the job when they didn't have time off is that he had a cousin that worked for a doctor's office, and she would kind of get these doctor's notes signed or forged. So really, they were not really applicable, but he would take these doctor notes into the job, and he would get time off, and him and his wife and whoever else would be going out, okay? Well, to make a long story short, one time he applied to take for this time off. He had the time off, but the job said, listen, you know, we already got too many folks with time off. You know, we can't get you time off. And I know that's true because at one of my jobs, I used to have time off, but you can only take it during certain times of the year. And if you had it and couldn't take it, you know, and if you took it, there was a price to pay. Well, this happened with Anton Daniels. He did it. He had a bad feeling about it. When he came back, his cousin called him, the one that was working for the doctor's office, and the company called the doctor's office and found out that she was forging these notes or getting them forged. Okay. The next day he was called into the office at his job, and he knew at that time it was over. Okay. And so, long story short, his cousin gets fired from her job. She's making a lot of money. Anton Daniels loses his job. You know, he's now trying to work at Home Depot, moved into his mom's basement. Okay. Not only that, his wife, ended up getting pregnant shortly thereafter. And then also, he's getting ready to hit the 2008 recession. So he's already in a recession when the recession of 2008 is about to hit. So double broke. And one day he's praying and praying and praying and praying, stuff like that. And at some point he realizes that he is the reason for what's happening to him. He was hanging around people, and this is true for a lot of black men. We make a mistake and folks try to say, oh, that's not right. Free my N-word, if they go to jail and things like that. Unaccountable people around you. And that's what people do. When you make a mistake, people want to find a way to blame it on other folks, be it unaccountable. And this is what he was trying to do. But he realized he was the reason why he is where he is at the time. And he realized that if he was going to become better, all the people who were enabling him to be where he was, he had to get rid of them. Because after all, he had put his wife in a bad situation. He had put the other folks around him. He lost a lot of money for other people. His cousin that got somebody a job at the company, they didn't do anything, but because they were associated to him, they got fired. So everybody lost money behind Anton Daniels' actions. And it was at that point he realized that if I'm gonna come out of this, I gotta take accountability for my actions. I did it. And you know what? That's similar to me and where I am today and why I continue to grow. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, but one of the reasons that I knew that in all my mistakes, it was me. It wasn't the fact that, my parents could have stayed together. Yeah, my parents made a lot of mistakes, which that's their fault too, and it affects me. My dad was on cocaine, crack cocaine, and all kind of stuff, and that did affect me. But ultimately, I had an opportunity to still do great things in this world. It's me. It's me. Nobody's stopping me from doing it. It's me. And people who enabled me to be where I'm at today, enabled me to stay in my failures and to blame my problems, I had to get rid of them. Even my own mother. In 2012, Dr. Patrick Brown over at the UC Berkeley Postback accepted me into the program to come to medical school. So I had to do 2 years there and then apply. My mom was giving me every excuse why I shouldn't. And I called my dad. My dad said, son, I know it's going to be hard, but whatever you do, don't listen to her. If you got to drive from Sacramento to Oakland 3 times a week and still work 50 hours a week, that's what you do. Don't listen to her. And I've been doing great ever since, and I became a man that day. And I'm telling you, black men, under the sound of my voice, if you don't watch this video by the Anton Daniels and you want to realize where you are today, and if it's not where you are today and you're not the man you want to be, then you got to look at you. A lot of times we even deal with women who waste your time. Yeah, they waste your time, and then they'll pay the ultimate price for dealing with you. But then we also, why am I dealing with her in the first place? I take accountability for that. The last 5 years, I can't just blame the ladies I was dealing with. It's my fault for dealing with them in the first place. 2. I play a part of this. Letting folks waste my time and stuff. Much as I try to help them, I play a part of this. Guess what? I learned from that. And everything is a learning experience in life. All the money that you lose, all the stuff that you lose, learn from it. And then once you realize that it's you, okay, then I can work on that, because I can't control one thing about life and people's emotions and feelings. I dealt with a girlfriend and business partners. I can't change how they act. But one thing I can change is me. I can change me. Right? I told an ex-girlfriend that had some problems, how she felt. I said, one thing I can't change about how you feel is you. And I don't care to change how you feel, but I can change me. I can change what I'm dealing with. I can change how I feel. And once you understand that, brother, you're on your way. And I want to thank Anton Daniels for making this video, because like Simple the Peace says, a lot of times people want to show their A's on their report card and not their F's. And I want everybody to go out there and subscribe to the brother, because black men got to be accountable. That's the only way we're going to be somebody as men. Well, guys, what do you think about this? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. check out the Black Men of Perth t-shirts. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out. Don't forget the Patreon guys up front and the Black Men of Perth t-shirts.